Hey, how's it going, everyone? GC Performance here, back with my video, and today I have for you guys this brand new Super 73 Model RX. Retail on this thing is $3,700, and this is their 2022 lineup. This is one of the most expensive models they make of this bike, and yes, this is considered a bike because of the crank and pedal system. It has a single speed chain, a little kind of a chain tensor on there as well, but we're not going to focus on the bike part of it. We're going to talk about all the features, all the functionalities on this thing, how fast it can go, the suspension. I mean, this thing is literally like a glorified motorcycle, but like an e-bike. It's very, very fast. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into all the features and everything about it. First off, I'm sure you guys are wondering about motor and battery. Battery on there, I believe, is 960 watts. And the, hold on one second. Yes, so battery on this model is 960 watts. They also make a cheaper version of these that I'll talk about later on the road. And they have different wattage batteries on here, but this is the detachable battery that you have right here. You can actually take out and charge it, which is a simple 110 voltage plug. Again, the output for the motor is going to be 750 watts, but it has the opportunity to go all the way up to 2,300 watts by unlocking inside the app. So as of right now, they have two different functions. You either have pedal assist with the cranks, or you have a full-on throttle system right here. Without unlocking in the app, the pedal assist is going to be 20 miles an hour, and the throttle is going to be 20 miles an hour. Now, when you download the app, you actually have all these other things that you have. You have unlimited mode, you have faster mode, and this thing can go up to, once it gets unlimited mode, I believe it can go up to 2,300 watts on there. And that will be an over-the-air update that will happen in the future. And with my weight, about 200 pounds, we can get this thing up to about 31 miles an hour. So 31 miles an hour is very, very quick for this bike. And I think once I do this over-the-air update, it will be a little bit faster as well. On top of here, here's your throttle right here. Here's your on-screen display right here as well. You have the miles per hour. You have the level 4, level 3, level 2, level 1. This is more of your torque setting. This little small ring around here, I don't know if you can see that, that's gonna be your battery life. You have different modes here. You have range, that will tell you how much range you have left. This has 11 miles on the battery. You have pedal assist power, and then you have total for your miles of how much has been on here. With this bike as well, the range at 20 miles an hour, they say can go up to about 40 miles on throttle at 20 miles an hour. Pedal assist at that speed is 75 miles. So if you want to do some pedal assist riding, this thing can go up to a 75-mile journey on it. With this also, this display unit, and you pair this with the app, you can actually put in a destination on the app on your phone, and this will give you turn-by-turn directions on here, turn left, turn right, when to turn, and stuff like that as well. So very cool. This model alone comes with some functionalities. We can see it has a headlight in the front, similar to like a dirt bike, which is pretty bright, which I'll show you guys how to engage. You turn it on right here. And also leave the lights on all day, so you have the light in the front, and then you also have a built-in light in the rear as well. It goes back here, which acts like a functioning brake light, like a car. You go ahead and squeeze the brakes, it's going to go ahead and flicker like a brake light, as you guys can see right there. Sorry about that, I had to change locations real quick. But this one also does have the hydraulic disc brakes, which are a little bit nicer of a feature as well. They are a 4-piston disc brake on here. As you can see, a little bit more beefed up. The front rower is a 203, and the rear rower is a 180. And you're gonna need it for those speeds that you're doing, like they said, 30 miles an hour. And then you can see up top here, you have a bunch of electrical connections going to the LCD unit or the display unit, going to the throttle. But they also left open some open ends just in case you want to add on accessories, because they have a ton of accessories you can add later on down the road. This one does have a horn as well, which I'll give you a little preview of the horn. Very loud, and it'll kind of get people out of the way. Has these little skid plates in the front, skid plates down here, so that way you don't kick up rocks, and some places for mounting water bottles and storages and stuff like that as well. On the front shock, it is a dual crown front fork. They said it has about 120 millimeters of travel on here, which I think looks a little bit more, but that's what they say, 120 millimeters of travel. And then for the rear, it is a coil shock as well, with their own kind of Super 73 branding on here, but very comfortable. The saddle fits about 1, you can fit about 2 if you really squeeze on there, but they're not gonna say that, but you can have the option for a rear peg to go on the back right here. So you see that little option, you can put a rear peg to fit someone back there. And there are different models that have a longer saddle on there as well. Another cool feature is that the wheels are 20-inch wheels. So the front wheel is gonna be a 20-inch wheel by 20 by 4.5. The rear is gonna be a 20 by 5.0. And the max tire pressure on there is gonna be 36 PSI. It's their own tires they make, a Super 73. They say it's a mixture of a bicycle tire and also a motorcycle tire to make it very grippy, but also still quiet while riding on the road, so that way it doesn't sound like you're riding on a tractor trailer on the road. You have the fenders for the kick up right here, and the fenders for the dirt kick up right there. And then this is their rear driven motor hub in the back as well. chains, since we sold these bikes, we have a bunch of them. We haven't had any issues with chains or anything like that. Popping off, falling off. They did a good job with the tension on the chains. There's no issues there. The front wheel does come off with a through axle, which you have a through axle right here. You have to release those pinch bolts and then do that. The rear is where it gets a little bit tricky. You do have the motor involved, you have the electrical work. These are still bicycle tires, so there are tubes inside there. So if you do get a flat tire in there, you do have to change it, but that's why we sell them, because we're a bicycle store. But yeah, I'm gonna take it for a little test ride. I'll show you guys around on it. And yeah, you guys can see what it's like. Coolest thing is, like I said, I've already unlocked this to go 31 miles an hour. It's super quick. It's very, very fast for what it is. The horn's very loud. The lights work really bright. I rode it at pitch black at night. They work really, really well. But you can add like a little saddlebag to here at the back. You can add I think they're making a golf club swing. They're gonna add a surfboard rack. They're gonna add pannier racks to this thing. So there's a bunch of options you can do in terms of souping this thing up, which is very cool. But it's just a really fun bike. Again, this one's $3,700. They have them starting at $1,500 with a 500 watt motor that goes about 20 miles an hour. But let's go ahead and get on this thing. That's right now we have it on. Level 4. This one we didn't unlock yet, so this is only gonna go I think like 21 miles an hour. But it's still pretty quick. Mind the wind. So just using the throttle. See, it's very quick. Okay, maybe we did unlock this one because it's going 20 miles an hour. I don't know. That's pretty quick for what that was. And I advise you guys to use this with both hands. And with these things, the best thing about them is you don't need any kind of license for it. You don't need any kind of insurance for it. You don't need any kind of special driver's license for it. The bike can literally just be bought and ridden. I don't know if that's a good thing or bad thing, but just be careful when you ride these things because they do go quick. These are all the models I was talking about. Like I said before, they have this one that's $1,500. That is their starting price point with a 500 watt motor with a little bit wider seat, less of the features, no shocks in there, but you can get into it for a pretty nice price point. Same with this one, $2,200. No front shock, no rear shock, but this has a bigger motor on there as well, and so on and so forth. And they have all these ones which are like $3,300. This has a front rear shock, but no light, but similar motor on there as well. But there's a lot of options. I'll put their website down below so you guys can check it out. But yeah,